What's up, you guys? My name is Kenio. I want to say thank you so much to Jordan, who is a fan, who's doing a personal interview of me today in this video. He was allowed to ask me 5 questions about my musical background, and I'm going to answer them as truthfully as possible in this video, so stick around. The first question goes, how did you get into music? Well, I got into music when I was around 9 years old. I started learning playing guitar, and I learned to play the piano and some drums. I actually also went into bass and studio technique. I was one of those who never really learned to master a specific instrument, so I just kind of jumped around and I learned a little bit of everything, which sometimes bites me in the bum today. But I couldn't really decide on what to pick, but my favorite instrument though is definitely piano. And learning how to get into a band. I got into a band when I was like 16 years old. We started playing, I found some guys and we started learning playing Papa Roach cover songs, and we played Blink-182 cover songs, and eventually we started playing our own original stuff. I wouldn't say we didn't sound bad, but we didn't sound good. And I played in that band for like 10 years. We had a few sold out shows here and there, and we got some radio features, but it was nothing really huge that took off, but it kind of gave me a name back then early on. So fast forward 10 years, I came into a band named Walking Rumor, and we played for like 8 years eventually before that band broke apart as well. And now I'm doing solo stuff, and I've been doing that since 2021. But the seriousness just took off this year, so thank you so much for supporting me with all of that. The next question goes, what does it take you to write music and putting it out there? It actually takes more than you would expect. Like, you're putting your heart and soul into a lot of these tracks and a lot of this stuff, and you're kind of exploiting yourself for everyone to see. Putting it out there is probably the most anxious part of the whole process, because release day is usually for other musicians a huge good day for everyone, but for me it is definitely a day filled with anxiety, really, because I'm exposing myself to everyone for first time once again, and I am always a little nervous about how people are going to receive it and how they're going to interpret my stuff, and if it's going to do well. If it doesn't do well, it's always going to be a bummer, but then you just continue on to the next part. But usually I write all my stuff on piano here in my home studio, and I have some friends of mine who help me with some of the instrumental parts, but usually all the melodies and all the chords and stuff, that's all my ideas. And the lyric parts, I'm trying to be as honest as possible for the lyrics, so people have a better time resonating with it. The third question goes, do you see yourself putting a lot of music out of an album someday? Well, spoiler alert, Astronaut and Stickin' Unwanted is 2 singles on the same album. There's a whole album coming out, and I am kind of waterfall releasing that album, so you're getting like 1 song at a time to react to. And if you want to follow that journey, you can hit the subscribe button. Remember to press like, it really helps out the channel. Thank you. The 4th question goes, would you ever collaborate with me? Of course I would collaborate with you. If you have a demo, send it my way, and if you guys watching this have a demo and you find that I would fit perfectly on it, send it my way, see what we can do about it, because I would love to collaborate. Always. That'd be fun. The 5th and final question from Jordan is, how hard is it to work with other artists starting out? This guy has been paying attention. Because I'm not just a musician, I'm also a music manager. I run the company called Beneath the Music. It is difficult to work with artists starting out, but it's always a fun process. It's kind of being part of their adventure, learning from my experience and like seeing what they can do with all my feedback and stuff like that. So it's hard, but it's kind of fun. It's sometimes I find it more fun than actually just working on my own process. I know that's a weird comparison. It was an idea I had like 3 years ago, because playing with Walking Rumor back then, it was like every time we went outside of our own hometown, there were like people saying, oh, there's music from Odense, where we're from, and they always seemed a little surprised about it. And I was like, sure, of course there are. So and we saw this tendency that artists from Odense, where I'm from, always have it seems like they have a harder time getting out there, have a harder time reaching out, and maybe just playing our capital, Copenhagen, for all that matters, and even playing shows outside of Denmark, because no one is really giving the light on day, and no one's really giving them that attention. So I took that burden upon me and saying, I'm gonna see what I can do about that. So I'm helping them as much as possible. Thank you, Jordan, for all your amazing questions, and thank you to everyone who's been watching. If you've been watching this far, remember to press the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And if you got questions for me on your own, please hit me up on social media. You can be in the comment section here. You can be on TikTok, you can be on Instagram. I'll leave the links down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.